Sensation finally went back on the hunt this weekend. It has been probably 3 or 4 weeks, to be honest with you guys and gals. I've had so much stuff going on outside of here. So my life sometimes gets busy in other departments just like everybody else's does. And we have to neglect certain things we love when that happens. But I got back to it on Saturday after a hot Saturday. So we worked on our other property for probably 4 or 5 hours in a blazing heat down here in Florida. Did some cleaning, cut some trees down, things like that. And just things like that, right? Just normal maintenance stuff. But a little extra work that typically we'll reserve for the winter, but we have to have some work done there. And that stuff had to be done to get the work going. So that's what I've been up to. 2-post lift installed in my shop too. That took a little bit of time. I did it myself, by myself. And I got some parts on order for that because it's not working quite right, but that's what happens when you buy a used lift, right? So let's get that out of the way and back to my Saturday, yesterday. So I get a shower. I've been hot and sweaty all day working. I get a shower and I sit down and I'm like, I wonder what I can find on Marketplace. And I haven't done that in a while, right? You're just sitting there recharging, you're relaxing a little bit. And I thought, So I'm scrolling through there and then I found it. I'm like, this will be the perfect video because I have never bought one of these on a Marketplace find before. So this will be the perfect one for us to do it. It'll give us a little bit of nostalgia and we'll remember why we loved these machines so much back in the day when they come out, right? And I know a lot of you have probably had this machine, and when you see it, you're going to be like, oh my God, that brings back so many memories. You feast your eyes on the beauty before you. That, my friends, is an Alienware. Not just any Alienware. This is an X51 R2 small form factor PC. I've never owned one of these. I know what they are because I have seen them before, knowing Alienwares, right? But I never bought one of these because I'm kind of one of the guys that the bigger the box, the better I can cool it. And this one didn't check those boxes. But man, these things have really withstood the test of time. This come out in roughly 2013 or 2014. And these things have really just withstood the test of time. This one is a pretty remarkable example of this because it's in pretty good shape except for this corner right here. Not sure what's going on there. Might have had a chunk busted out of it or something, or a clip. I don't even know how it comes apart. I know that the graphics card sits sideways, so we can use a full-size graphics card. And we're going to do that. And I know that it works because it worked when I bought it from the guy. So when we plug it in, it should work here. I've got the power brick for it. I think it said that was like 240 watts or so. I'm not real sure on that. It has an i5 sticker on it, a Windows 8 sticker, so that should tell you the age of it, right? But we don't have it hooked up. The power brick's plugged in, but nothing's hooked up to it, right? So that's what we're going to do next. I know it's probably going to post because it posted when I bought it. So we're going to get it plugged in here, and we're going to give it a shot. But most importantly, we're going to see what components are in it. And we're going to see what we can upgrade to today and maybe order for it to upgrade to in the future. So that's the video today. We have, Sensation has picked up an Alienware X51 R2. So there's the model right there. Well, that's a good sign. It says Alienware. Well, it posted, right? And it looks like it's got the Windows screen loading there. But I wanted to cut you on and show you that screen as we power it up here. And like I said, it did that before, but I'll tell you, that little wheel's been spinning so long now that I'm pretty sure that we have a HDD drive in there, that we don't have any kind of SSD, but we're going to take a look here. Alright, this is after we fast forward for a little bit. When I posted, I showed you that, but when it loaded up, it definitely loaded up into the other guy's account. So I went ahead and reloaded Windows 10 IoT on it, just for this display here. It did have Windows 10 on it, but it was logged into that guy's Microsoft account, and it needed a PIN. And he offered the PIN to me originally, and I told him I didn't want it because there's no reason to leave your personal information on a PC when you put it on Marketplace and sell it. And I think that everybody needs to be aware of that they should not do it, because there are bad actors out there. SimSation's not one of them, as you guys know. I may be giving a PC away. You'll probably seen a short video on it. So that's just the kind of person I am. Let's take a look at the specs here. That's the whole reason we pulled this up. I will tell you, it definitely has a antique hard drive in it because it's so slow that it's painful to do this stuff with this PC. CPU, we're not breaking a bank with that. We got an i5-4460 at 3.2 gigahertz. We're rocking 8 gigabytes of RAM in this. You can see we got the Windows 10 IoT Enterprise LTSC on it. Device Manager is going to show us some other information that we're going to want to see, and it's going to take about 10 minutes to load with this hard drive, so just be patient with me. I might have to cut some of it out. We got the spinning wheel of death right there. The mouse cursor spinning because it's thinking about loading stuff up. How did we ever use these hard drives in the past? I don't know, when it was all we got, we didn't know any better, right? Alright, so disk drives. ST500LMD. Okay, that's definitely an HDD. So that is why it's so slow. Display adapters, though. We have the Intel HD Graphics 4600, and look at that. We are rocking a GeForce GTX 745. So judging off the screw hole, I was looking, and it looks to me like this cover pulls back, maybe. Now, does it slide forward? Look at that. It slides forward, guys. And there it is. Make sure you don't just go yanking it off willy-nilly, because we have some kind of light that's plugged in and I can't see where the cable's running, guys and gals. And yes, we do have a big hard drive in it, and everything is hidden in here. So we got the lid off of it, but everything's hidden. It looks like it's a regular desktop setup. How do we unplug this guy? Oh, it runs all the way over here. Let's see if we can take some other things apart here. I don't know, does this come out? That looks like cardboard. What in the ever-living shit am I looking at there? And I think it's missing some screws. It looks like it would have had some screws in different places, and I don't see them. This thing tries to pull up. What in the dickens? I don't know. What's the science behind this one, guys? Do we start over here, maybe with the hard drive? There's definitely a screw missing there. And if I go over like that, I can get this guy to come loose. Oh. Maybe. I feel like I need to pull that SATA connector off there. Does that carry the power and the SATA signal? Oh, this is probably painful to watch, isn't it? There we go. Hard drive's out. So I have one cable plug on it. And we have a... That's not the hard drive. That's the DVD drive, guys and gals. SimSation's losing his dang mind. But I found a motherboard under here. So if we're going to do some upgrading on some stuff, then that's a good thing to find, right? So the screw is missing for this, but how does this come out of here? I don't just want to go yanking stuff willy-nilly, but I did anyway, and there's a fan that come up, and... Is that our graphics card? Holy junkness, Batman. And that's the PCI Express slot that it plugs into. And luckily they didn't put a clip on it, because that would have been next to impossible to do. And there's our hard drive hiding down there. Look at that. We have literally not a 3.5 inch hard drive, but a 2.5 inch, which will work out good for putting an SSD in here, right? So now that we got all this stuff out of the way, I'd like to know where that fan went so I can cool it. Did that fan come off the graphics card? It did. So our graphics card did come with a fan on it. SimStation pulled it off there. So we're just stacking parts over here. How does this come out of here now? I don't know. I ran this over here. That unplugs the cover, so if you pull that, you can run this cable out, and now your cover is detached, so you're independent here. I'm trying to see the science behind our cardboard. I'm guessing they put that in there to cool it, but how does it come out of there? I don't know. There we go. That side went up, that side went up. Well, the fan popped off there. What's it got, clips on it or something? I don't know. I gotta get it out of there, come unplugged. We got our fancy cardboard out of there. It's literally cardboard, guys. What hell's that fan on there? Is it clipped? By golly, it is. It's got clips on it. So that worked out pretty good, I guess. There's our CPU cooler. It's got copper. Is that CPU cooler on this thing upside down, guys? Is that even possible? That you can get this upside down? Because there's our copper pad for cooling right there. If we take this off and this is upside down, this is going to be hilarious. And also crappy quality control. Oh, there's our 1 stick of RAM. We have one of them in there. It's a Crucial. It's going to be an 8 gig stick, so let's go ahead and bust that one loose, and we'll see if we can match it up. Yes, we have a single 8 gig stick right here. DDR3 1600. I may have another one of them, actually. So we might be able to improve that. But I'm wondering if this CPU cooler is on upside down. That's going to be hilarious. I have seen some quality control issues with these things. I've even seen their liquid coolers fall off. So, would it surprise me? Probably not entirely, okay? Probably not entirely. Unless this has dual copper on it, there's a good possibility this thing's upside down. And I've never messed with an Alienware cooler made like this one. It's got dual copper on it. The thermal paste is actually fresh on there. You see that? Somebody made a mess out of it, but the thermal paste is fresh. So it does have dual copper on that. That thing is not looking too good the way it's sitting there, that cable, but that's for the USB 3.0. It is modern enough to have that. I'm going to fast forward you guys though, because this part is going to be redundant. Alright, well, I think my GoPro's going bad for one, but number two, I can't find another 8 gig stick of memory. This only has 2 slots, so we need 2 8 gigs to make 16, and I can only find 4 gigs, so that's unfortunate. In this video, we won't be able to upgrade the memory, but in the next one we will, and I'll do a memory and CPU upgrade in the future, right? And probably even a hard drive upgrade. But what we are going to upgrade in this is we upgraded the CPU to a little bit better i5, So we did do that. We're going to upgrade the hard drive to a solid state drive, but not going to be a huge upgrade because it's not going to be super fast. But it is going to be a solid state drive, right? I think this is missing a cage, actually. And it probably had a full-size hard drive in it, would be my guess. And somebody changed it over to that little drive. I probably already got Windows or Linux or something loaded up on this one here. But we're just going to use it for testing purposes. I don't think this is a hard drive that's going to stay in it, but if it does, it does, right? There it goes. It plugged right in. So that's what I heard tapping around because that's not supposed to be in there. So I have to get the CPU cooler back together. You remember we have this extravagant ducting system right here. But you kind of need to get the CPU fan in there. That's going to pull air down that way, so that's what we want. And it's probably going to go on this side. I think we might be able to do this with the fan off of it until the end. But I do want to show you guys this part of the video because this is fun. No. It'll be fun, they said. Build PCs, they said. Building PCs sometimes is easier than working on these damn store-bought ones or pre-builts, right? I think a lot of you will agree with me on that statement. Because we've been doing this for a long time. And guys who know just know, right? That's a good one. Guys and gals who know just know. That's a better one. There we go. I think we got it back. I think this slides down underneath of this, though. I don't know. Get your cardboard right, guys and gals, because we want to get to the next part, which is this guy. This was missing screws, so I'm probably going to replace those. That's our PCI Express riser, but does a graphics card just hold in off a regular? It does. Looky there. So will it just unplug from there and come out, or is it bolted in some other different way? I don't know. I don't want to pull on a capacitor because that's a good way to... Well, that come off there. It's not plastic. It didn't break off. Trust me. Oh, look at that. We got it out and we cleared up just enough space to put our RX 5500 in it. So that's what we're going to try to run in this thing. I figured that would be a good one to test with, right? Because you know I'm going to test sim racing. It fits, guys. Look at that. I'll be dipped. It fit in there nicely. Hopefully the power supply's got enough power to handle this little guy, right? This is not ideal by any means, but I'm going to try to get this graphics card to sit back where it goes and then slot back into the slot. The problem is that you can't really see it, right? Is that card sitting back in there like it should be? I don't want to hit on it too hard for obvious reasons, but I believe that it did line up and sit. This side didn't want to cooperate, but after a little bit of movement, I think we got that to work. So that'll take a screw there. We got this back in. We got our 8 gigs of memory in. So the next thing we got is this guy. And it's going to go... I'm going to plug it back in first off. It plugs in right there. And we're going to set it back down here. Okay, we got to get this one to drop. Might got to plug it in after we get it back in here. Okay, we're ready to put the side panel in. You guys watched me put all that together, and I forgot to hook this wire up right here. And then I found out that it unplugs right here too. So didn't necessarily need to do what we did, right? Okay, so we know that we slid it off one way, which means it would slide back on the opposite, so I'm pretty sure that it goes back on like this. I had enough to put 2 of the screws of the 3 that it was missing back in, okay? So, there's that. I'm not sure that that's sitting right, but I believe it might be. Remember I told you it looked like something was broke on the thing? It's not. The problem was, oh, we can put the screw in it now, in the back, and I do have one that'll work for that, right? I have plenty of them that'll work for it. So the screw goes right here. Alright, the fact that it didn't power straight up, we're going to see if that was good or bad. Our power rings lit up. Our graphics cards plugged in. Let's hit the power button. Does it have one of them? There it goes. So we got it to power, but will it post? Is it going to be happy with our changes here? It posted. I heard the beep, so it posted, but where is it going to light up? Oh, you know what? We got to have power to our graphics card. I didn't think about that, guys and gals. We don't have any power to our graphics card. This is less than ideal. There's no 6-pin that we can adapt to an 8-pin or anything like that. That 6-pin is for power. This one goes to, that's a 4-pin, right? That's for power. This 6-pin goes to the power hub right here where the power plug goes. So that ain't no, that's not for a graphics card. And there's no other 6-pin setup. So I'm guessing that you have to have a graphics card in here that's powered off the motherboard. And then I thought, well, maybe we can do a delete on the DVD drive. But if you look, that's got the little power plug, and it's built in as one unit here. So we'd need some kind of adapter running for that to work. And I don't think we can update our graphics card, man. I think we can, but we got to find us some adapter runnings to do it. So I think we're going to be able to add the graphics card, but we're not going to be able to add it in this video. So now I'm going to look for my best I need the best card that doesn't take power. And unfortunately that 745 might be my best option right now. Guess the OS that I have on this hard drive. It's probably Windows 11. It is. What do you got? Hey, look at that. We got Heaven Benchmark on it. I guess we can do that. Nova Bench on it? I don't know. It's going to be in Utilities and Tools, maybe. Nope, I don't know what happened there, but we broke that one. I don't like this start menu at all. I'll change it to the list. There we go. Nova Bench is on it. I wouldn't expect this thing to set any records, but since we got the bench testing on it, I say we run the bench testing, right? Well, I backed it down to medium settings, and that's not ideal. It went 26.9 average frame rate, 677 score, minimum frames 8, maximum 48.2. That was on medium. That wasn't on high like I normally do. Okay, I depleted my first battery. So as I was saying, that was on medium. It wasn't even on high. So that wasn't ideal. And you can see that it's a little bit glitchy there. So let's do a Nova Bench on it. I don't expect this thing to break any records, and I'm not kidding you guys and gals on that. This Nova Bench is an old benchmark too. So even back in the day, backing it down to medium and low, you had a pretty low-end graphics card, And the GTX 745 is just a low-end card. It's not a high-end card, so don't expect the little Alienware X51 to break any records running that, right? Let's pull Nova Bench up real quick. At least we can see what our CPU does. Nova Bench is an updated benchmark. So, I mean, you can see that they changed it completely on this new one. So, it's not... I don't think it's going to play nice on the older hardware because it never really has, right? So, we'll let it load up for a second. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the hardware test. And we're going to let it see... We're going to see what our Alienware X51 R2 will do. i5 4690K, the only upgrade we were able to do, but that put it from 3.2 gigahertz to 3.75 gigahertz. So that was a good gain on the single core clock speed, right? Which a lot of your older titles relied on that. So the faster clock speed you had on single core, the CPU would rip the game. The problem is we're going to be limited by 8 gigs of DDR3 memory, especially in Windows 11. And of course our GTX 745. That's showing as a 4 gig graphics card. I didn't even know that was a 4 gig card, guys. I think it's misreading it. I'll have to look it up, or it's misreading it, because I didn't think that was a 4 gig card. I'm going to put you guys, though, and fast forward. We're going to get through this test. And then I'm going to put Linux on this, add NASCAR Racing 2003, and some of my Steam stuff, so I'll pick another one to put on it. And let's just see how they do with this GTX 745 on the little Alienware X51 R2. We can talk about the Nova Bench score here real quick. We went 3.8 gigahertz on the CPU on this one. 489, or overall 707, so a little higher than I actually expected, right? 489 on the CPU, 161 on the memory, 57 on the storage. Why didn't we get a graphics score? Was it so bad that our graphics didn't even score? I think it was. Oh, what'd we hit? Minimum temperature 58 on the CPU, maximum 80, average 67.8. This thing's running hot. 77 was the max on the GPU, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. We'll let the thermal paste kind of settle in. This thermal paste, I don't know what it is, but after a couple good heat cycles, it seems to work better, right? I don't know what happened with the graphics score, but that obviously would have given it a little bit more if it would have recorded it. But for some reason it didn't. I know the graphics card works, and obviously it showed the temperature of it, right? So we know that it works. It just for some reason didn't score it. It ranks lower than 23% of all systems tested, but again, it's from 2013 or 14. You guys and gals, tell me what your experiences is with the X51 Alienware, the small form factor. If you've had one, tell me what your experience is with it. I'm going to look up how to upgrade this, guys and gals, simply because I want to see what we can do with the little small form factor unit. But right now, I'm really going to see what we can do with it, because the next time you see it, I'm going to be sim racing on Linux. And I'm not kidding you guys. I'm going to get the hard drive plugged in for the bootloader real quick, and I can show you that process. First, I want to get my passport off here. Oh, it's in use, it says. And I can assure you that it's not in use, so we'll try that one more time to see if that was a fluke. And it wasn't a fluke, so we'll just pull the cord on it. And I'll have to fix all the errors in the drive. So the next thing I'm going to load up is my installer. My Ventoy drive. You'll see it pull up a bunch of operating systems right there. And our choice of flavor is going to be, I'm not going to show the install on it because I've done a whole video on this, right? I don't know how to get to it, but I think if I plug the USB in, it's going to grab it immediately, but we'll see. Oh, more updates underway. Wind blows. It's exactly why it's coming off this. If you've got an older machine like this, I'm not just gonna tell you this because I'm switching Linux permanently this week, actually. Well, or next week. We're running our last race Tuesday and Wednesday, and after that is over, season 17 will wrap up at WFO, and I'm shutting iRacing down. I may keep iRacing for just doing AI stuff, but I'm not going to do the league stuff anymore. And I'm going to switch mostly back to NASCAR racing 2003. And I'm going to do Assetto Corsa and R Factor, the go-karts on R Factor. I'm going to play around with some different racing stuff for a while. And if iRacing ever comes around to Linux, then maybe I'll come back. I'm not going to bore you with this crap right here, though. I'm going to shut the computer off is what I'm going to do and see if it'll pull into Windows, and I'll just pull the rip cord. I want to see if it pulls into our USB. Here we go with the race testing portion of our little Alienware X51 R2. Boys and girls, this was a fight. Went through 4 different Linux versions before I got one that would finally work right, and it was Anduin 2.0. The first one I tried, Anduin 2.0, failed to install. But then when I tried it the last time, after I done stressed about 4 more Linuxes after that, I got it to install. That's how it looks. I'm going to accelerate the time here. We're going to go into qualifying. I'm going to change my setup. I think we're at Las Vegas. All right, I got my force feedback working. My Mozart 5's working good. We're going to go ahead and go into qualifying. On the original iRacing right here, NASCAR Racing 2003. It's like a coming home party for me. Look at that. We qualified P1. It is an AI field from 2003. Runs real good on Linux. I think it runs better on Linux than it ever did on Windows. Let's see, it's old school when you got Mark Martin and the 6 cars start next to you here. Hit F2, it'll show you, well, we got to get to the front here. There we go. I've been waiting to close this one out. I fought 4, maybe 5 different Linuxes. Whatever I got on my... I even added 1 or 2 to my Ventoy. And one of them I'm going to do a video on because I really liked it after I installed it and tried it. It's one I'd never tried before, but it's in the top 5 of the distro watch. So I tried it, and it's a good looking Linux. And if you're a Mac user and you like the Mac layout, it'll work good for you. And if you're a Windows user, it'll work good for you too, because there's a different layout for that. But getting back to this thing, I settled on Anduin OS 2.0. The problem I was having is the latest Linux kernel doesn't play nicely with that NVIDIA GTX 745 graphics card. So for some reason, Anduin OS found the right driver for it, and I didn't have to fight with graphics drivers or anything, and it worked when I put NASCAR Racing 2003 on Lutris. If you're interested in doing this game or World of Warcraft, Lutris is how you do it. Go to Lutris's website. Well, you can go to the software stores on any of these Linuxes and type in Lutris, Lutris, and download Lutris, and then open up a web browser, go to Lutris's website, create you an account, and search what game you want. And if it's in there, you can click install, and it'll take you right to your Lutris app, and it'll install it for you just like I do with NASCAR Racing 2003 here. Anti-cheat games I don't think are going to work that well. Some of the anti-cheats do work on Linux, but that's only if the game is ticked for it. The game developer ticked it for that. What do you think of my Alienware Aurora, or not Aurora? I do have one of those down there. But what do you think of my Alienware X51 R2 small form factor right here? We only upgraded the CPU today. I would expect that it would do good on a game from 2003, right? But the bench test didn't look as strong. So I thought about it, and I'm like, well, they got to have upgradability options. And we tried to upgrade the graphics card. We tried to upgrade the memory. We didn't have another memory module to match our 8 gig stick, and our graphics card we didn't have a power pin for. So I got on Evil Bay and I took care of that. I got us the power pin coming so we can run a bigger graphics card. And I also may have some other upgrades coming for it. And you're going to have to wait for part 2 when we upgrade the crap out of our Alienware X51 R2. I give $100 for that on Marketplace only because I've never had one. So, you know, Alienware is another one of my soft spots, right? You've seen me buy a few of these. Well, I have the Alienware Aurora R1 down there. You've seen me buy 2 or 3 more since then. And when the X51 popped up, I said, you know what? I've never had one of those, so got to get one. And I got one, right? $100 off of Marketplace, something for me to toy around with here. After the giveaway PC, it's already done now. So the giveaway PC is gone. That was a little HP Gaming. I took his old one in, and I'll do a video on that one, a full video on it. And I've got one in for repair too that belongs to his mother. That's going to do it though for the Alienware X51 R2. I thought that $100 was a good price for me to pay to have fun with it. You know what I mean? And now that the upgrades are coming in for it, I'll have way more in it than I need to have in a 4th gen when it's all said and done. But we'll make a 4th gen that's more capable of doing more modern stuff, and I'll put Steam on it and Assetto Corsa and everything like that after I do that. That's going to do it for the video, though. I appreciate each and every one of you for your support, the likes, the comment, the hitting the subscribe button. Notifications too. That way when Sensation drops a video, it's there.